Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1057, and today I am going to discuss very interesting topic, and that is meat without blood, without slaughter, and that we are going to manufacture in lab with the help of culturing of the stem cell, that is called cultured meat. There are different names. Sometimes they write artificial meat, sometimes synthetic meat, sometimes in vitro cultured meat or lab grown meat. So all is having the same meaning, means we are going to manufacture by developing, multiplying the embryonic cell of the animal to grow into muscles and then use it for human consumption. The question is, why there is need to go for in vitro cultured meat? That is very important to understand. So if you see today, even if you are watching the international news, in UK with 5 trillion US dollar economy in their stores and markets, they don't have enough eggs, they don't have enough meat, even vegetables. It's a ration. You cannot buy at a time 4 or 5 items. And in the same way, in some Middle Eastern countries, including Asia and Indonesia, they are importing eggs and meat from India. India is supplying 50 million eggs to Indonesia and Middle East countries like Oman, Dubai, Malaysia, and 50 million to European countries. So already there is lot of demand, but we are not meeting the supply. We cannot address whatever demand is there and our supply is less. So this is alarming. And one thing, let me tell you, in 1960s, there was 70 million tons of meat. So in 1960, the global demand of meat was 70 million ton, and today 2022 and we can say 23, it is 360 million tons. So it has gone from 70 million ton, today it is 360 million ton, and by 2050 it is going to be roughly 600 plus million ton, and in 2050 our population will be 12 billion, and today our population is 8 billion. So why there is need to grow the meat in lab, or we can say that it is cultured meat? The reason is very clear here, that today in 2023 we need 360, 50 to 70 million ton, more than 350 million ton meat globally, when we have 8 billion population. In 2050, with this growth, global population is expected to be 12 billion. And once the population is 12 billion, we need 600 plus, it can be 700 million tons of meat, and we need extra 300 million tons of meat to produce livestock, animal all together. And today we need healthy meat without any disease. If you remember, a few years ago, there was mad cow disease and bird flu. Because of these two diseases, lot of animals were killed, destroyed, lot of poultry, millions of birds were killed and destroyed because of these diseases. And at the same time, even when we are getting this meat, it may not be safe. Sometimes it can carry some infection like E. coli and some other bacterial infection. So it is not healthy meat. Secondly, it is not that much nutritional. And in the case of cultured meat, once we are preparing, we can add as per our need and demand to our taste. For example, natural meat, whatever is supplied, it contains lot of trans fat, which is harmful to our health. That is saturated fat. And once we are going for cultured meat, we can take care. There will not be any trans fat, saturated fat, and even we can inject as per our need, as per our taste. Omega-3, unsaturated fatty acid, we can add out to our taste. And now, this cultured meat of turkey, for example, and some other livestock, people who are astronomers who are going to space, they are going with that to their test. In UK, now the cultured meat is available with lion meat test. They wanted to test how is the taste of lion meat, and they culture and they produce. Some exotic birds people may like titar bater in Indian language, is a type of exotic birds. They may like that type of taste. So you can develop with the help of cultured meat a healthy meat free of any disease or contamination. Secondly, to your taste, whatever taste you like. So it has lot of advantage, and at the same time, there will not be lot of pressure on global ecosystem. For example, 1 kg, to produce 1 kg of meat, 1 kg of meat, you need 7,000 to 10,000 liters of water. So this much water is needed to produce only 1 kg of meat. And this much water, if we are talking in Maiduguri, it can go for 1 year to take bath. Because in Maiduguri, ideally it should be more than 150 liter per capita per day consumption of water. But here I know people are buying the jelly can of water 20 liter for 2013 era. So they cannot afford more than 60 liter of water. And with this amount of quantity of water in volume, that is 7,000 to 10,000 liter water is enough to take shower for whole year. In other countries like India, this much water is enough to take shower for 3 to 4 months. Secondly, whatever meat we are producing, we are getting only 15% out of that animal, and rest of the 85% is waste. Waste in the form of digestive system, bone, skin, head, so many things. So out of that, it's an economic calculation. Whatever product we are getting, out of that, whatever our labor, grazing, water supply, lot of things for 2 years, 3 years, and after that, whatever we are getting the product is only 15%. 85% is lost. So that is also one of the factor, and also to develop the ecosystem. Ecosystem means the balance of our atmosphere, our climate, animal and human beings. For example, when I am talking about global warming, there is lot of contribution of methane and CO2. That is methane, CH4 gas, and carbon dioxide, CO2. So these two gases, globally it is contributing up to 15.7% of greenhouses. And this greenhouses of methane and carbon dioxide, 15.7% is coming from animals. These animals are producing carbon dioxide gas and methane gas. And you know this methane is 25% more dangerous as compared to CO2. So whatever CO2 is produced and methane, and they are producing more methane in the form of gas during their digestion. So if we have, for example, 20 billion animals, it is roughly 7 gigatons of greenhouses produce 7 gigaton. That is, we can say 7 billion or 10 to the power 9. This much greenhouse is produced by animals. So if we are taking care and going for cultured meat, we can reduce drastically the number of animal and poultry, that is livestock. And for poultry also, it's not nowadays natural. The reason is that, for example, in America, whatever antibiotics are used, so in that case, 19% antibiotics is used by human in USA, and 21% antibiotics goes to livestock. So you can imagine that this, 21 more than humans are consuming antibiotics in America. They are consuming only 19%, and 21% is going for livestock, for their growth. So they are the carrier. The birds, they are given antibiotics, different type of, because to gain the weight very quickly. And when they are gaining the weight very quickly, is a question of marketing. They will get more money, more dollar. So because of that, these chickens, what we are eating, we are getting lot of antibiotics in traces in their muscles, in their meat. And that's why we are getting resistant to some antibiotics nowadays, because already lot of antibiotics we are getting in the poultry products. So that is also one of the factor. And in America itself, every year 55 billion animals are slaughtered. 55 billion animals are slaughtered every year to meet their demand. So these are all very, very clear factor to understand. First, demand and supply, productivity, global warming, ecosystem, and feasibility. So all together, and getting the in natural form healthy meat without any contamination, best option is to go for this cultured meat, which is that is called in vitro cultured meat, which is prepared outside in the lab or in the industries. And now the question comes about halal and haram. But for your kind information, last week I was reading the news and I found that already in Qatar they are preparing to accept this meat, cultured meat. In Singapore already they have started giving the burger and sandwiches of cultured meat. And Israelis they have launched very big company globally to serve cultured meat. So it is going to occupy all the places with cultured meat in future, and only that can meet the demand of more than 600 or 700 million tons of meat to feed the population. So these are all very, very interesting statistical data and facts to understand. So to prepare the cultured meat, what we are going to do, what they are doing, let me give you some little outline. First, they will isolate or extract stem cell or embryonic cell. That stem or embryonic cell is very, very fast growing, and they will put in a solution in petri dish or any mechanical device with amino acid, and in that there will be glucose, water, some vitamin and mineral. All nutrients will be there. So in that case, those cells are living cells. So they will multiply, and after multiplication, it will be transferred into mixed with sphere cells, and that is going to combine with that and regenerate the other muscle cells, and in this way the muscle cells will be developed, and that muscle cell will be put into bioreactor, and that bioreactor, whatever nutrient you want to add, omega-3 or some other vitamin or some other your liking of taste, everything can be added, and that bioreactor will handle everything. Then proliferation will take place there, and they all will be in the form of fiber muscles, and then that fiber muscle will be transferred into oven, and with some regulated temperature in that oven, they all will be in the form of packed fiber meat. That is the process of manufacturing of meat by cultured method, that is called cultured meat. So in my lecture, I have already mentioned all these points, what in the form of summary is given, but this I have given just for the chemistry or biology, organic chemist to note down, to understand. And number one point, I have given some just in a very simple way, the short form, how the stem cell is cultured into meat. So first the stem cell is extracted from the animal, and after the extraction it has multiplication will take place, and it will be towards self renewal, and that self renewal will be having progenitor cells, and these progenitor cells, they play very important role, and they will convert into the form of muscular type of cells, and this in this way there will be formation of tissue cells, and that tissue cells again, once it is proliferated in bioreactor, it will be in the form of a real fiber of meat. And here I have given how we are doing. Stem cell is extracted, then we are putting in one pot, maybe petri dish, and in that petri dish there is solution, and that solution contains glucose, amino acid, vitamins and minerals. So these are the nutrients which are important for their nutritional need as well as for their survival. So in this they will grow, and after the growth there will be these cells which is grown, multiplied, and it is mixed with macrosphere. Macrosphere, they are very important cells, and they combine with those stem cells, and they will produce, actually convert into muscle cells. Now microspheres are widely used for different purposes, even in pharmaceutical and drug industries. They started using this microsphere cells from 1990, and today there is lot of use of this microsphere cells. So this microsphere cells play an important role. It will be converted to muscle cells, and these muscle cells, to give the shape and to add other nutrients, whatever is your liking, your taste, your flavor, all will be done in that one vertical cylinder, and this vertical cylinder is called bioreactor. So in this bioreactor, actually proliferation of these muscle cells will take place, and they will be fully grown in the form of fibrous meat like natural animal meat, and then that fibrous meat will be transferred from bioreactor to micro oven with regulated temperature maintained. So with that temperature, it will be compact piece of cultured meat ready to use for our hamburger. So this is what about its culture, how it is done. Number two, few years ago, meat and poultry industries were shocked at the outbreak of mad cow disease and bird flu. From there, actually, it started because demand was high and supply was not there. So that's why it forced all the scientists and chemists to go for some alternative. With this, people could not get healthy meat globally. Also, there was problem. Every time there was some doubt whether it is cow mad disease or not. So it was difficult to get healthy meat. That was also one of the reasons. And global summary of demand indicate that after every 10 years, demand of meat is doubling, and poultry product is doubling after every 5 years. Number three, in 2050, with 12 billion people, demand of meat may not be enough to address the supply of 600 million tons. It is expected it may be more. We don't have that much resources. Today, the chemists and scientists feel that in long run, cultured meat grown in laboratory will be the answer for such type of demand. Then number four, what are the advantages of cultured meat? There are a lot of advantages of cultured meat. This technology has number of advantages. Stem cells are taken from very few animals, maybe 1, 2, and that will give you the meat equal to maybe thousands of animals. So that is one advantage. You are not going to slaughter. You are not going to sacrifice the animals. Where in America, up to 10 billion animals are sacrificed every year. And if you include all the poultry and bird, everything, it goes up to 55 billion to meet the demand of meat as a food. Also, animals are sacrificed in USA every year. Cultured meat will be free of any infection like mad cow disease or bird flu. All the bacterial, viral infection free, it will be there. And also, it will be free of E. coli and Salmonella, Campylobacter type of bacteria. It is having environmental impact. Global warming will be reduced. I have already discussed all those factors. And ecosystem will be maintained of global warming. Nutritional value you can remove all the undesired fat and all the contamination which are harmful to your kidney, to your heart, and you can add omega-3, fatty acid, important minerals, important vitamins, and to your taste. I have already told you a lot about the taste, how you can produce exotic meat of your taste, of your liking. So these are all advantages. So with this I will stop. And as a chemist, my observation, in future, this is my understanding of organic chemistry, the chemistry of fermentation and all this stem cell culture technology. We are going to synthesize wheat, rice, and all the products indoor in our houses. We will be having machine with artificial intelligence. Just give the order in your kitchen. Today I want 1 kg of the meat of taste of turkey. After 1 hour, the signal will come that it is ready to cook. And in the same way, all the wheat, rice will be produced to your demand. And also from petroleum, I am expecting that if we can get the petroleum jelly, why not to get the vegetable oil from petroleum product? So chemists are also trying to get the vegetable oil rather than from plant sources or animal sources, shift to petroleum product. So with this, I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.